Deep in the heart of whispering woods, where the trees stretched their branches up to tickle the clouds, lived a squirrel named Simon. Simon wasn't just any squirrel. He was the most industrious, energetic, and perhaps a little bit forgetful squirrel in the entire forest. All through the autumn, as golden leaves danced their way to the ground, Simon was a blur of fluffy-tailed activity. He scurried, he leaped, he zipped up and down the mighty oaks and ancient maples. His mission: to gather the biggest and best nut collection for the long winter ahead. He found plump acorns, crunchy walnuts, and sweet chestnuts. He worked from the first light of dawn until the stars blinked awake in the night sky. He had a special system, or so he thought. He'd find a perfect nut, give it a little sniff, and then find the perfect asterisk hiding spot. A little hole here, a hollow log there, a cozy nook under a mossy rock. He was so proud of his work. His winter pantry was going to be legendary. Finally, the day came when the first snowflake drifted down, soft and silent. It landed right on Simon's nose. Winter had arrived. Ah, he thought, rubbing his paws together. Time to enjoy the fruits of my labor. He pictured himself snug in his nest, feasting on his delicious treasures. He scampered to his first hiding spot under the big, gnarled roots of Old Man Oak. He dug and he dug. He pushed aside some leaves. He moved a small pebble, but there was nothing. That's odd, he muttered. Maybe I started with the spot by the babbling brook. He zipped over to the water's edge, his heart beating a little faster. He searched and searched, but again, nothing. Just cold, damp earth. Panic began to bubble in his chest. He raced from spot to spot, a frantic trail of kicked-up leaves behind him. The hollow log, empty. The mossy rock, vacant. The crack in the hickory tree. Not a single nut. It was then that the terrible, sinking truth dawned on him. He had hidden his nuts so well, so cleverly, that he had completely forgotten where any of them were. Simon slumped down on a branch, his fluffy tail drooping. The snow was falling thicker now, blanketing the forest in a quiet white sheet. A single tear rolled down his furry cheek. All that hard work, all for nothing. He was going to have a very long, very hungry winter. Just then, a cheerful chirping sound broke the silence. It was Mia, the little bluebird, perched on a branch above him. "What's wrong, Simon?" she chirped. "You look like you've lost your last acorn." Sniffling, Simon explained his predicament. "I worked so hard, Mia, and now I can't remember a thing. I hid them all too well." Mia tilted her head. Then she flew off, calling, "Stay right there." A few minutes later, she returned, but she wasn't alone. With her was Barnaby, the badger, who carried a handful of juicy red berries. And behind him was Penelope, the rabbit, holding 2 sweet carrots she had saved. Then came Oliver the owl, who swooped down silently and dropped a few field mice snacks he had stored. One by one, Simon's friends from the forest appeared, each carrying a little something to share. "We heard you were in a spot of trouble," Barnaby said in his deep, gentle voice. "We all have a little extra." The forest provides for all of us, and we look after each other. Simon looked at the small pile of food his friends had brought. There were berries, carrots, seeds, and more. It wasn't the giant stash he had collected, but it was given with love. His heart, which had felt so empty and cold just moments before, was now overflowing with warmth. "Thank you," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "Thank you, all of you." That winter, Simon didn't feast like a king, but he never went hungry. Every day, his friends would stop by to share a little of what they had. And in return, Simon shared his stories and his cheerful company. He learned that the warmth of friendship was far more comforting than any pile of nuts. And when spring finally arrived, melting the snow and bringing the forest back to life, something amazing happened. Little green sprouts began to pop up all over the forest floor. They grew into tiny saplings, right in the very spots where Simon had forgotten his nuts. He hadn't just lost his food, he had planted a whole new generation of trees for the forest. Simon, the forgetful squirrel, became a forest legend. He taught everyone that sometimes even our biggest mistakes can grow into something wonderful, and that the greatest treasure of all isn't what you have, but who you have to share it with. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed Simon's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. We'll see you in the next video.